Most jazz players spend hours memorizing shapes, only to find that they still don't sound right in their playing. So in this video I'm going to show you the exercise that I've used to help hundreds of guitarists fix this, and exactly how to use it to turn those chords into music, log in with the groove, and give your comping the rhythm and feel it's been missing. If you practice chords as shapes without practicing rhythm, your comping usually sounds like this. And now listen to how much better this sounds. Same chords, different feel. The main difference isn't more chord grips, it's rhythm, and that's why most people don't improve. They practice chords, but they don't practice comping, and this isn't just my opinion. Peter Bernstein explains it perfectly.
I think the main thing, and we won't stress this enough, is you have to practice comping. For every 100 choruses you play, are you soloing 99 and comping once just to make your backing track, and then you solo 99 choruses? So your soloing is going to get stronger, right? Because you're exercising this muscle is going to get really, but the comping muscle is just going to be, you just did the one chorus, you know. So try to play chorus after chorus of comping a tune, because the main thing is that you're going to get bored of playing the same chords very quickly and find some other stuff. That's the best motivation.
So let's practice comping on a real song and build your rhythm vocabulary. Let me show you. When I was studying at the conservatory, I kept asking my teachers, okay, but how do I actually practice comping? And I never got a simple answer. So this is the exercise I wish I had from day one. Getting started is easy. Pick a song, choose an easy tempo with the metronome clicking on 2 and 4, and comp through the song with simple voicings. Let's use the first 4 bars of Autumn Leaves with basic shell voicings. You want to keep the chords simple because the priority is the groove and the rhythm. Here's a basic version. Even just practicing this will improve your playing because you're actually practicing comping, as Peter Bernstein talked about. Now let's build your rhythm vocabulary, and then we'll also add anticipation, because that instantly makes it sound like jazz. Think of these short rhythms like words. You don't need 50 complicated patterns, you need a few simple ones that you can use on a song. Then you combine them into sentences, and your comping starts to sound like music instead of just random things next to each other. Some of these are everyday building blocks in jazz, and some are a bit more challenging, especially anticipating chords. But it is an important part of the jazz sound. You probably already know this one. The rhythm is 2 notes on beat 1 and on the and of 2. The best way to really internalize any rhythm and make it flexible is to take it through a song. Now for Autumn Leaves, that gives you this, still just using the simple chords. Now let's take this rhythm and shift it. Instead of starting on beat 1, you start on the and of 1, and then the second note falls on beat 3. And in a minute you'll hear how this one combines beautifully with the previous one. In action, it sounds like this. Now this one is slightly trickier, but it is an essential part of the jazz sound. And the good news is, it's still just 2 notes. You hit the and of 2, and then you anticipate the next chord on the and of 4. So that chord comes in earlier than we expect. Red Garland used this constantly when comping behind Miles Davis when he was playing in the quintet, and that's where the name comes from. This is a huge part of that forward push that makes jazz feel alive. Check it out and notice how the chords are changing on forehand before the one. Quick practice hot take. I'm demonstrating these rhythms with a full backing track because it makes them easier to hear and understand. But the best way for you to practice them is to play just with a metronome. No track, no drum loop. If you work like that, you have to feel the groove, you have to make it swing. And that's where your time feel and rhythm actually improves. Here's Charlie Hunter making a metronome groove. If players like this practice with a click, that should tell you something. Try for a week and tell me if your time feel improves. This rhythm is the shortest way to get the groove across. 2 eighth notes next to each other. It is a super simple way to state both the tempo and the swing feel, so you can really log in with the groove. Now the double tap is right at the beginning, and as a variation I also added an extra note on B4. Most of these rhythms are short hits, but comping also depends on how long you let the chord ring. And this example is basically a Charleston variation, but now it acts like a pickup leading you into the next chord. Here's what it sounds like in action, and check out how it really drives the whole thing forward. Right now these rhythms are just words, but jazz comping is about turning them into phrases by combining them on the song. Let me show you how to practice that. One easy way to connect rhythms is through call and response. Now one rhythm becomes the question and then the next answers it. So here's a simple exercise. Keep the call the same every other bar and change the response. First, I'm going to use the Charleston as the call. Now we can switch it, so same idea but here with the Shifted Charleston as the call. Once that feels comfortable, you'll start hearing new rhythm ideas naturally. And here's a plot twist. One of the best ways to speed up that process is to practice in free time. Let me show you. One of the hardest parts of comping is that there's a lot going on at the same time. Chords, groove, keeping the form, and if you lose your place even for a second, you end up spending the next few bars recovering. So here's a workaround. Rubato rhythm practice. You take away the pressure of the tempo so that your ear has time to hear what should come next. Use a song that you know well, so here I'm really just sticking to Autumn Leaves. Play a rhythm for the first bar, try to play it in time, and then stop. Now, before I play bar 2, I stop and then I try to hear or imagine what rhythm I want to play next. That could be this Shifted Charleston. And of course you can keep going like that through the entire song, just doing chord response between the bars, but you can also use this pause to invent a new variation. So if I play the C minor 7 part again, you might hear something that's like fuller with more notes. That could be this rhythm. Then, once you like what you've got, put it back in time and hear how it sounds on the song. You're not practicing bad time, you're practicing choosing and hearing rhythms. Spend a few minutes a day on this and you'll build a rhythm vocabulary way faster because you're training yourself to hear what to play next, and you're also learning to connect phrases and tell a story with the chords. Now rhythm is important, but you also want options with your chords, and instead of memorizing 100 shapes from a book, Joe Pass has a system for turning simple 3-note chords into chords with melody and color. In this video I break that down step by step, and it'll make comping and chord melody feel way easier. Check it out, learn jazz, make music.